Hi everybody, Jo here again. I just want to pop in today, extra little video, just because at Lavinia we've got the new Versafine Clair colours. Now, a lot of you have asked what they actually stamp like, so I'm going to come in and show you. But what I must say is by the time you actually watch this video, some of the colours may have sold out. Now, I want to stress right at the beginning, don't worry, there are more on their way. And as soon as they're available, we'll be putting posts on social media, we'll be getting that email out. But what I was thinking is, I've had so many messages asking me if the colours are true to the colours on the lid. So I thought I'd show you some little swatches that I've made. And then, do you know what? While we're waiting for those new stocks to come in, you can decide. Because a few of you've said you can only manage 6 at the minute. Which 6 do I suggest? Well, really, it's up to you. But I'm hoping this little video might help. So we'll go through them. Now, obviously you can't get all of them. I'm just going to move some out of the way. And I've sort of divided them into 3s. So the first 3 I thought we'd look at are these 3. Now, there will be a bit of shadow today, I'm afraid. It's so dark here in Holmes Chapel. We've had rain, there's a storm on the way. So, again, sorry, please excuse me. What I tend to do when I get new colours, 2 things. One, I do myself little swatches, and these are just on pieces of Multifarious card, 3.5 inches square. And for this actual swatch, I've chosen the Wild Poppies and the Field Grass stamps. And I stamp it out and I write the name on the back. Now, you can either leave these as swatches, you can put a hole in and put them on a ring, or I put them in my journal. I've actually got a separate journal and I call it my craft Bible, and that's where I make notes on different techniques. There's different in ink pads. Obviously, these are a permanent ink, but also I like to have a record of the colours. So the swatches I've done, as I say, I've used the beautiful Wild Poppies and the Field Grass. And the reason I've done this, and at the end I'm going to make one of these just to show you, I like to do first generation here and second with another stamp, so it just shows me the difference in colour. Now, this one is the first one, which is Baby Pink. And again, like I say, I write the name on the back. Baby Pink. I was fooling you then by showing you my third. So that's Baby Pink. And as you can see, it is actually quite true to the colour on the lid. So the next one in this little trio is Hawthorne Rose. And I'll check that. So that's Hawthorne Rose. And there we have first and second generation. And it is quite almost a purpley pink. And then the third one is the Lilac Bloom, and again it is quite lilac-y, and as you can see it is actually a couple of you messaged and said, are they true? Well, I think if you look, that is quite true to that colour on the lid. So, fair play, they've done a good job with that. So that's those 3. I must just say, when I was stamping these, you know me, I have copy paper underneath. And when it came to do the second generation with the Field Grass, it ended up all on the same place in my copy paper. But actually that was quite good because it gave me quite a few ideas of which colours would team well together. And you know what? I just don't want to throw this away. I can see me using that on something. And yes, that is the way my mind works. So that's our first 3. And again, if I go through the colours a bit too quick, you can always rewind or stop me. The next 3, I thought we'd look at the sort of bluey group. And again, I've got exactly the same set of samples. So the first one, check it's right, Arctic. And again, that's a beautiful light blue. Now, I'm thinking that's going to be fabulous for Christmassy things. So you'd want to rest that on. The next one, Bali Blue. And again, look at that colour. Now, that's quite warm breeze-like, but with a hint of difference. And I like that. I've got to be honest, when I was stamping them all, I was going, oh, this is going to be a favourite. Oh, this is going to be a favourite. Right, very Peri next. And again, although it's a purpley tone look, if I bring in the other 3, it is different to the purpley. It is more of a bluey purple when you look at these. So the other thing is you can put your swatches together and see what colours go together, how they're alike, how they're different. So that's those three. And I'm going to... It's quite funny, my chair, if you can hear a squeak, for some reason my chair's developed a squeak. Not exactly sure why. So when I'm moving, if you can hear a squeaking, it's not Eric, it's my chair. So on to the greens now. Put these behind to rest on. And again, we've got light to dark and Avocado. Again, beautiful. Now, as you know, I love verdant, but I'm thinking Avocado is going to go beautifully with my verdant. Grass green. And again, quite funny, it is a grass, very much a grass green. Look at that. And like I say, I am amazed at how good the colours actually are. And the darker one, and this is lovely because it is very dark, and that's Spruce. It's almost like a greeny black. I like that a lot. So they're the greens. And then the last little group, I've popped the red, because that's almost one on its own, and a strawberry. And that is a lovely red. And for me, that was perfect with the poppy. I must admit, I am missing a good red in my... So I love that. And then we've got a couple of sort of browny colours. And the first one is Sand Dune. And that is a light sort of grey brown. And then next... Portobello, and look at that, that's a lovely dark brown, quite almost charcoaly brown. Reminds me very much of scorched timber in the oxides. And that's the other thing, you know, when I'm actually looking at my Versafine Clair, in my head I look what elements and what oxide inks I've got that can team up with them. Again, that's just the way my head works. And for me, I always put my initials on the lid, and on the base I put my initials and the date when I've got the ink pad. Just because for me, it helps if sometimes if it starts to run out, to buy a new one, and I need to know which is the new one and which is the older one. The older one's often great for second generation. So that's, again, just the way my head works. Now, like I was saying, when I actually looked at that copy of paper, it inspired me to make this little sample. And all this is a couple of the colours, look, from the grass on my copy of paper, added our lovely pound butterfly, one of our sentiment stickers, and you know what? That could be a topper for a card. And that purely came out of me playing. And again, because of those lovely colours, and it was the baby pink with the lilac bloom, and I teamed that up with, obviously for me, the violet chalk was a perfect one to go with it. So like I say, it's the way my head does work. So what I thought is we'd create a lovely little topper, something similar to this, using the two sort of browny colours. And we're going to team it up. As soon as I saw them, I thought Sahara. Now, if you haven't got the new colours, but you'd like to have a go at this and craft along with me while you're waiting for the new ones, I'm thinking in your existing collection, something like Golden Meadow and Pine Cone you could use for this, and team it up with your Sahara. So don't worry, you can always craft along. Now, I'm going to bring in, so I've got a piece again, it's 3.5 inches square, so it's not a huge piece of card, and I've put my black line round to edge it already, and I've got my lovely wild poppies, and the two ink pads that I want, I'm going to use the Sand Dune and the Portobello, and we're going to use the darker one first for our lovely centrepiece, which is these poppies. And I like to do this, and you know, when you've stamped your little swatches, honestly, if you've got a problem with Crafty Mojo going on holiday, it's a great way to get him back, because as I was stamping them, I could see so many designs in my head, and I was thinking of lovely ways to use them. But like I say, this might give you an idea, if you're only going to purchase sort of, say, a few of them, which ones to get, what sort of combination to go for. And I am using one of our new Lavinia acrylic blocks, look, and it's lovely because it does say Lavinia on it. I have got an older one, look, and look at the difference. I couldn't believe, I thought I kept my things quite clean, but my block, I mean, not quite as clean a crafter as I thought I was. I might have to wash my blocks now. So I'm going to come in with the Sand Dune. Now, this is a lighter colour, but I'm thinking let's have some first and second generation for this design. And we'll just add the beautiful field grass look. And then what I'm going to do is just ink up the tip up here. Just make sure there's none on the rest. And just have a little bit, just poking its head here, look, just above, because often you get that with poppies, don't you? The field grass seems to blow in the wind in the distance. And just by inking up that end, I'm not going to put any there, I don't want it to be too symmetrical. You often get that. And it's just that way of the field grass looking like it's in the distance. Now, as I say, this, you could batch card make this design. And again, it could be used for a lot of different occasions. I love generic designs. The small circle mask, now I'm going to turn this round. And I'm going to come in with my number 3 stencil brush. And that just sort of fits, look, over the poppies there. So I think we'll just pop it there. And as always, I'm going to start at the base, because if it's darker, that's fine, because it'll help give a bit of atmosphere, a bit of shading at the base. And then just going to blend. Probably won't need any more ink. Let's see. I don't want to overcook the ink. Take that away and just add a little bit more. I'm going to leave what's on. There'll be enough on my brush, look. And we've got, look at that. Beautiful, and it teams beautifully with that lovely, is it sandstone? Let me have a look. I haven't learnt all the names yet. Oh, Sand Dune. Oh, you see, that's gone in my head already. Oh, no, I've got to think Sand Dune, because you know what? Sandstone will stick in there. Right, and I'm just adding a little bit at the base, and I want this a bit darker. So I'm not blending it off in my lid. I'm coming straight in, just to add a bit of grounding and a bit of depth. Right, lid on. Let's give this a bit of a wipe. And then I'm just going to get my pastel pencils. Now I'm just going to have to put them on the floor next to Eric, and we'll just add a little bit of white. Just, I don't want to overcook it, just the odd highlight. Now again, you can use your gel pen if you'd like. I just find for me, my pastel pencil is just more forgiving. And then let's just add a couple of lovely, you know I love the yellow glittery Posca. Now you could add some water splats if you want, but I think the yellow, just something about that glitter in yellow, it goes so well with brown. And again, I'm just adding it, look, dimensionally. And for me, what I've started doing recently is just getting a little bit of white and just adding at the base, look, some white, just to blend in with that yellow. And again, I'm just going to give that a quick wipe in case there's any Posca there. And like I say, for me, I think this is a lovely topper. Now I'm going to look for a sentiment. Right, let's have... Oh, this is the worst, but you know what I'm like. I'm like, which one? Oh, I like Today's a New Day. So, as always, just find my scissors. Pop it on my scissors. And then I'm thinking in this top corner here. And there you go. But what a lovely way to try out your new stamps, your new ink pads. Maybe you've got some new stamps. And as I say, when it's mounted on white, look, could be a birthday card. So I'm hoping you've enjoyed that. So if I get the swatches for the new colours, there's going to be a lot to put on here. So if you've got them already, I'd love you to let me know what's your favourite colour. As I say, is it going to be blue tones? Is it going to be these sort of earthy browns? We've got the greens. You watch what we'll be able to get all these on. And where's my lilac-y ones? See, they're hiding. How are we doing? Can we fit them on? The lilac-y ones. Now, what are you thinking? What's going to be your favourite? If you like poppies, you're going to need that red. I have to say I'm not a lilac-y person, but I love these colours. Right, do you know what? I can leave the choices with you. Now remember, if you go on the website and they have sold out, there are more on the way. So you just decide which are your favourite colours, have your list ready, and then as soon as you see that notification, I promise, as soon as they're in, we'll put notifications everywhere for you. And then you can create some lovely designs, some simple but effective designs, look, and you can tag me in and let me know what your favourite colour combination is. So thanks for popping in. Lovely to spend a bit of extra time with you. Honestly, such a treat. You take care. Remember, you're special to us. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.